All right, he is the Italian gangster, Danny Sabatello, and he continues to shock this world, both in and out of the cage. Danny, tell me, how you feeling after this latest dominant win that you had over Leandro Higo?
Yeah, I feel fucking great. It was a huge win. Obviously Leandro Higo is a guy that's been in the game forever. He's had some great wins. And it was just awesome to go in there, not just beat him, but to dominate him. And then also escape with no injuries, no nicks, no bruises, no broken bones. I actually went for a run earlier this morning. So obviously feeling good and already having my eyes set on stats.
I love it, man. Hell of a night for the team, by the way, we should say as well. I know you're all about Danny Sabatello, but American Top Team was big. What was that celebration like between all you guys? Had to be a great one.
No, it was an absolutely massive night for the team. Obviously, with me and Johnny winning the co-main and main event, Mike Brown was in both of our corners. And it's funny because then at around like 5 a.m. the next day, he took a flight to Vegas and then cornered Gamrot in his UFC main event. And obviously Gamrot won. So it was a huge weekend for the team. It was awesome. It's so nice to fucking get wins with people you care about. This whole camp, we kind of all had each other's backs. There were 6 of us ATT guys on this Bellator card. So it was nice. We went 5-1. Cody Law unfortunately lost, but he'll be right back. He's a killer. He's a great kid. He'll get right on the horse. But man, it was just fucking huge for American Top Team. And I feel like I got a lot of motivation watching the dudes before me winning. When Achilles Mota, Shabili, Sabah gets that crazy knockout. It was just awesome. And we just kind of fueled off each other and just kept the ball rolling.
That's awesome. All right, now if there's anything, I guess, negative to come out of the weekend, it would be this fine that happened for this unsportsmanlike conduct. I mean, talk to me about this, Danny. I mean, what do you think of this? Can you appeal it or something? I mean, what's going on here?
Dude, it's such fucking bullshit. It's a ticky-tack fine. It's just funny because, we go into this fucking cage and we're trying to literally commit murder on each other. Our shirts are off. There's blood everywhere. People are screaming, kill him. But God forbid I say a 4-letter word, I get taken for 5 large. They were threatening me in the cage and kind of all week that they were going to find me. But again, I am always saying I'm always going to be myself. I think it wouldn't do justice to the fans to be fake and be somebody I'm not. When I said that swear and I talk how I talk, that's just me being me, and I'll always be me. With the fine, I didn't think I was actually going to get it. They were always threatening it. But then I obviously found out yesterday that they were going to take me for 5 large. We're trying to get it back. I put it in the shoes of my manager. I don't even know exactly why I got fined. I don't know if it was because of swear or if it was because I flicked off stats afterward. I don't really know. I'm hoping to get the money back, but if not, it is what it is. I'll take it. You know what? If we go there again, I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to do the same shit. Nothing's going to censor me or take away who I am.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I get it. There's certain things that are over the line, but you said it. I mean, it's a sport of cage fighting, man. Dropping an F-bomb, throwing a middle finger. I mean, I don't think we're the most sensitive fans. I think that stuff can stay in there,
Yeah, absolutely. And even for the people that hate me and fucking boo me and all that, it just seems like overwhelmingly people are like, that's just complete bullshit. I feel like everyone's on my side with this one. But again, I don't want to think about it too much. It is what it is, and again, I'm always going to be me. So what are you going to do? I'm not going to dwell on it. It was a fantastic fucking weekend. I love my performance. I dominated the guy. I only had that only hiccup in the second round. And looking back, I'm actually glad that happened. A guy like Leandro Higo had my back for 3 minutes trying to submit me. And it took the veteran out of me to just stay calm, stay composed, don't get ahead of myself, don't take too many risks. Just survive the round, lose the round, and it's all a tie ball game because I won the first round, so then he won the second. I got up. I was fucking refreshed. I was happy, and I think that broke him a little bit. I think he understood I was the better fighter in there, and he needed to get me out of there. So once he didn't get me out of there in that second round, I just came back for blood, and I started really putting it on him. I won 4 rounds to 1. I dominated that motherfucker, so I'm fucking happy with that performance.
I love it, man. I love it. All right. Now, when do you turn your attention to Raufeon Stots? Are you already preparing for him? Are you already game planning? I mean, are you already thinking about this fight? Do you give yourself some time off? When does your attention turn to Stots?
Yep, right when that cage bell rang, I was focused on Stots. And to tell you the truth, I've been thinking about Stots for a while now. Even when this bracket was exposed to the internet, all I did was thinking about fighting Stots. Not only because he's the champion and he has the belt, but I think stylistically, it's just beautiful for me. Stots is a guy that isn't really elite in one area, but he's pretty good everywhere. On the feet, he's pretty good. On the ground, he's pretty good, but he's not some crazy jiu-jitsu specialist like Higo. With a guy like Higo, you kind of got to be careful. You kind of got to be smart. Boring at times because this guy's waiting for you to make one mistake, snatches up your neck. That's the end of the fight. Well, with this fight with Stots, it's completely different. I can fight a completely free fight. I can just take risks and I can go after it. I'm not worried about getting finished with Stots at all. So I think it's just going to be a crazy, hectic fight for a couple rounds, and then I'm going to start dominating him. I'm going to get him tired after these flurries. I'm going to create scrambles. There's going to be crazy exchanges in the first couple rounds, and then I'm just going to absolutely beat the shit out of him. This is a guy that when I'm on top of him, I can do some heavy, heavy ground and pound because he's not going to try and time an elbow to try to get my neck or get my back and reverse me. He's not capable of that. So this fight coming up with Stots is a very exciting stylistic matchup, and it's just going to be an absolutely crazy fight. It will be the biggest fight in bantamweight Bellator history, and probably the way things are going, it will be the biggest fight in Bellator history.
I love it. I love it. The buildup is certainly going to be there. And it should be noted, by the way, you said that Stots is the champion, not the interim champion. And you believe this is the title. This should be viewed as the actual title, not an interim belt.
Yes, absolutely. Because Sergio Pettis, not only is he a pussy, but he's just not a good fighter. They say that he has the belt. They say that he's a champion, but fuck that. He couldn't make it to the battlefield. He's not going through this tournament. He was wise enough to understand that there's killers in this division, and we were all honestly going to take his lights out, not just me. He's just not a good fighter. He didn't make it to the battlefield, so now Stots is the champion. Pettis is a pussy. He's a bitch. That's just the bottom line. That's not me calling him out. I don't mean any offense by it, but he is a pussy. He goes in this and he's saying that he's hurt. Yeah, we're all fucking hurt. This is fighting. We're all in the gym fighting each other twice a day, every day. Nobody goes into a fight fully healed. Obviously, he couldn't take it, so he's out. That means he's no longer the champ. Now, Stots has that belt since he's the interim champ, and this fight is for the belt. This fight is a title fight. This is a championship fight. It's not for the interim title. This fight with me and Stots is for the actual title.
Big time, man. When your fighting days are over, you got promoting days ahead of you, my man. You know how to lay out the scenario. I guess, are you letting yourself look all the way to the end of the bracket? I mean, are you thinking about how Magomedov, Patchy Mix match up, or do you have any predictions for that, or is there a preference of who you'd like to see at the end of this tournament road?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it a little bit. I've seen Patchy fight a little bit. I've seen that Magomed fight a little bit. I'm not trying to get too ahead of myself and think about them. Their time will come after I beat Stots. So obviously I need tunnel vision on Stots, only to focus on Stots because I can't get ahead of myself. Stots is pretty good, so I do have to give him my full attention. I have to beat the fuck out of him first. But then, of course, obviously I'm looking at getting this fucking title in this Grand Prix. So I do think Magomed will probably beat Mix. Mix obviously can get your back and get that figure four. If he does get the figure four on Magomed's body, then he's going to win the round and maybe submit him. But I just don't see it happening. I think Magomed will win, but I don't feel very confident in one decision over the other. To tell you the truth, I don't really give a fuck. My side of the bracket is so much better. I think me and Stots are the best two guys in Bellator. So obviously I got to think about him. But if I were to have a prediction between Magomed and Mix, I'd say Magomed, but I don't really know. I'm not too confident. They're both kind of sloppy. Magomed overexposes on his punches and ends up spinning a lot. So he's just I got a lot of good game plans against both of those guys. I think they're somewhat easy fights. But for now, just focusing on Stots.
Yeah, smart. Never want to look too far ahead. You got to take care of what's in front of you. When do we think this fight happens? Do we know yet? Are you hearing the rumblings? When do we think we fight?
Yeah, I don't know, but I know a bunch of people in Bellator, and I've been bugging them nonstop since the fight ended, texting them saying, dude, just give me an inch, tell me something, but they all swear that they don't know. So we don't know. I'm being told possibly September, possibly October. Location to be announced. Don't know that either. So it's obviously going to happen before the end of the year. But you know what? I contacted everyone from Bellator and I let them know I'm fully healthy. I don't need time off. If it were up to me, I'd fight him in a fucking hour. I don't give a shit. I want to fight ASAP. We're both healthy and ready to go. So I don't really see a reason to hold this up. And I don't think they will hold it up. I think they want to keep the ball rolling. Everybody's talking about us right now anyways. So you don't want to take it too long. But I am thinking either September or October. I do think that's when it will be also. And then it's just going to be an absolute mega fight. You know, obviously I talk good trash. I get in my opponent's heads. I believe in mental warfare. And the good thing is Stotts also talks trash, even though it's fucking pathetic. It's terrible. Somehow people think it's good, but it's not. I think people confuse it because he does talk trash, which is authentic because a lot of people in MMA don't talk trash. So they think it is good just because he does talk trash, but it's not. It's terrible. And I'll expose him on the mic too. I'm hoping to do a bunch of press conferences with him. He stutters all the time. He scripts all his shit. So I think I'm just going to mentally break him before this fight even starts.
Danny, I hope I never get on your bad side, man. You just tear people apart, brother. But listen, I hope the fight happens sooner than later, man, because as you said, it's a mega fight, man. I can't wait to see it. And I hope you get your $5,000 back as well, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm hoping so too. But at the end of the day, I'm not a huge money guy. I always say I don't really give a fuck too much about the money. All my interests are right now is being the baddest dude on the planet. And for me to be the baddest dude on the planet, I need to win this Bellator Grand Prix tournament.
I love it. Can't say any better than that. One of a kind, my man. The Italian gangster, Danny Sabatello. Pleasure as always, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on.